From Creamer Media in Johannesburg, this is the Real Economy Report. Our top stories this week. A new crime-fighting system is launched in South Africa. We take a ride in a 370 horsepower electric sports car and discuss the future of e-mobility with engineering group Siemens. And the artisan shortage crisis slowly starts to improve. Carl Zeiss Optronics South Africa recently unveiled the first mobile surveillance vehicle for a South African customer. Keith Campbell reports.
The mobile surveillance vehicle concept was originally developed some years ago by the company's German parent. Surprisingly perhaps, the launch customer in South Africa is neither the Defence Force nor the police, but the Nelson Mandela Bay Metropolitan Municipality. Carl Zeiss Optronics South Africa Marketing Manager Albert Dutoy explains the role of the vehicle.
The purpose of the vehicle is to do daytime and nighttime surveillance observation for security reasons. The vehicle is fitted with very high technology sensors. Firstly, with a thermal imager camera for nighttime observation. It's also have a daylight TV camera in for daytime observation, and also with the laser rangefinder to determine the range of the object that you are viewing. And it's also fitted with a GPS and a compass. And with this functionality, you can do the geo-pointing and geolocation calculation of the object that you are viewing and observing. The Nelson Mandela Bay Metro has bought the first vehicle, and it will be deployed to detect cable theft in the bay. It will also be used to prevent crime to the infrastructure of the Metro Bay Metro Council, and also be used for other crime detection in that area.
German engineering giant Siemens recently showed off its e-roof electric sports car at the Kyalami racetrack in South Africa. Engineering News editor TERENCE spoke to the company about the concept car and what it will take for the era of electric car to dawn.
Siemens produced its first electric car, the Electric Victoria, all the way back in 1905, but the group insists that it has no aspirations to become an automotive company. Instead, its e-Rough sports car, which is based on the Porsche 911 Targa platform, is being held up as a tangible sign of its commitment to e-mobility. This is backed by a host of smart grid infrastructure solutions. Marketing Communications Manager Dale Ladner elaborates.
The motor is a Siemens drive, so basically that's the Siemens technology within the vehicle. And we asked a company called Roof in Germany, who are Porsche converters, to do a conversion for us and convert a Porsche into a fully electric vehicle using Siemens drive technologies. And we all know that we're trying to move towards more efficient uses of energy and less use of fossil fuels and regular combustion engines. So I think what it says about the future is that we're definitely going to be moving towards that. And I think it's going to become we start moving, to more hybrid vehicles and then to fully electric vehicles, further down the line. And where Siemens really wants to become involved in that whole technology is the smart grid technology that underlies the kind of use and distribution of energy across a grid. So, for example, where companies become not only users of energy but also suppliers of energy into the grid. And so Siemens have the technology to put those grids in place and also to manage the power distribution across those grids. The smart grid really is the technology that underlies in making this whole kind of dream work, really. And because the smart grid will allow you to not only charge your electric vehicle efficiently and quickly, but also for you to then take surplus energy and feed it back into the grid so that you then also become a supplier of energy as well. But obviously you need to have that, that's the basic building block of, to make this all work properly. So I think to get the infrastructure down is going to be the kind of long-term goal. Because as you see, there are various different electric vehicles already available, but the infrastructure is not in place to actually make it viable at this point.
The artisan skills shortage in South Africa is far from over, but according to government, the situation is slowly starting to look up. Marianne O'Donnell has the story.
The Department of Higher Education and Training Director General Mary Metcalf says that she feels confident that, should accelerating artisan training remain a priority in the country, the major concerns and challenges related to the training process can be overcome. She says that there has been an increase in the output of artisans over the last 4 years, and many of the challenges relating to the decline in numbers have begun to be addressed.
I do think that the artisan skill shortage must be overcome and will be overcome. I think we need to take very careful systemic reviews of where the difficulties are, together with people who've led in these fields for many years and with the participation of all of our social partners. With artisan training, there was a serious decline in the production of artisans post-1994, which has begun to be addressed, and there's been an increase in the output of artisans over the last 4 years. That needs to be accelerated. The Skills Development Act has provided for the establishment of the QCTO, the Qualification Council for Trades and Occupation, and for the National Artisan Moderating Body. And this will represent new mechanisms to, first of all, know which artisans exist, through sectoral skills planning, which artisans we need, and making sure that we meet those needs. The best way to understand the split in what was the Department of Education, together with the merger of the skills component from the Department of Labour, is that we now have an education system for schools, and then we have an education and training system for all education and training post-school. So that means that whether you have a matric or passed the NSC or not, whether you're an older person or a younger person, all of the needs for the country in terms of the adult population, the post-16-year-old population, is the responsibility of the Department of Higher Education and Training, and that's why the split was necessary.
That's Creamer Media's Real Economy Report. Join us again next week for more news and insight into South Africa's real economy.